Hello, friends, and welcome to another episode of TV is Our Real Mom. I'm Dave,
I'm Catie.
and you are listening to our weekly Survivor recap podcast in which we share our thoughts on the latest episode of Survivor. And Catie, last night, a line was drawn in cement.
I thought it was concrete.
Or was it concrete or cement? I think it's cement.
I'm pretty sure it's concrete. That's the name of the episode.
I thought the name of the episode was cement, but I don't know.
Well, we'll never know.
Yeah, we'll never know. There's no way to find out.
Never.
So.
Ever.
Yeah, what are your thoughts and feelings on the episode, Catie?
Well, my heart is not usually a great guide of how to go through life, but I believe my heart led me in the right direction this week. I said last week for our predictions, I'm going with my heart, and I'm picking Debbie to go home. You said I was nuts. You said Debbie's going to the end. She's gone.
Yeah, you were right. Like I was quite surprised. Even last night during the reading of not the reading of the votes, but like up until the moment Andrea shows who she voted for, that she voted for Debbie. I honestly didn't think that's who they were going for. I know you had a different reaction though, right?
I just during the whole episode, the smugness of Debbie and the six was palpable. Yeah. You knew they were due for a fall. And just they kept showing Debbie's reaction shot to the whole conversation about the six and how comfortable they were and how it's not dumb to say you feel comfortable and it's not dumb to go with the six. And every time someone said something about it, like Debbie just had this smug smirk on her face. And I was like, she's going home. Because the edit has not been super kind to Debbie this season. So I feel like they were just kind of hitting it home that this is Debbie's end and it's going to be glorious. And I don't know, do you think it was the right move? Should they have gone for Sierra and Brad? I have thoughts on it, but I would like you to go first.
Okay. Yeah, my gut reaction is that this is not the right person to vote for. I guess I don't quite understand why they, if they can get the, six people to do the same thing or whatever, why not vote like someone more, core to, I don't know, a bigger threat, I guess. Why not get them out? Why not keep Debbie in the game, who I just don't, as much as I kind of enjoy her as a character, I've never seen her as able to win. And maybe, I know a lot of people feel that way. I can't see it. So how do you not vote out a bigger threat and keep someone in the game who can't win?
I mean, this is the problem with what we're seeing versus what they're seeing, because I think that they see Debbie being one of the people that runs the show. And I feel like there's a secret scene with Aubrey where she's calling out Debbie as the mastermind behind this group. And if that's the perception that group has, and that's the name that gets Sarah Lucina on their side to take out one of those other members, of the six. Then that's probably where you need to go, because she seems really tight with Sierra. So maybe she wouldn't have been as keen to switch if they were going to vote Sierra. So I think that it was a combination of Debbie being more of a threat than we thought she was, like, to the people who were out there, and then Sarah being able to, being good with both sides for voting out Debbie. You know what I mean? Like, she can go up to Brad and Sierra and be like, I got some information about Debbie that did not sit right with me, and so I had to vote her out.
Yeah, that's a good point too. That's someone that they can all kind of agree on, that they're at the very least annoyed with. And apparently, they have the perception that she is in some sort of power position.
Apparently from exit interviews that I've read, people aren't looking at Brad as someone who can win the game.
Really? Is it just because he's so like soft-spoken this season, or he's kind of taking a back seat? He's not doing a hands-on.
Maybe, or like I think his like success and his money, his wealth is a factor, and I also think it's like even going into the season, half the people said they wanted to take Culpepper to the end because they could beat him. So I don't know. I think there's a few factors at play, and if that's how they're thinking, then who's to say that's not going to sway their vote in the end? You know?
Yeah, I mean that's unfortunate that that's an aspect of the game, but it's just a fact that, you know, if you have a lot of success in your personal life and people are aware of it, like you have that financial, you know, comfort already, I think that is ultimately going to have an impact on, you know, whether or not people want to hand you $1 million. So
how do you feel about that? I feel like it shouldn't be a factor.
I don't think it should at all. I mean, I just think it's like unavoidable. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That people are going to have these deep, you know, below the surface feelings they can't help, that, you know, it's going to impact whether or not they want to give them $1 million.
Yeah.
And that could be going on with Brad. It's like, okay, I don't want to, maybe want to give this guy the sole survivor title, but I don't want to give him any money, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's unfortunate, but I suppose that's part of the game.
That's probably why he wanted to take Debbie to the end, because if he was sitting next to her, you know, well, it depends on who the third person would be. But
yeah, so the fact that she goes out in this episode is really good for this season, and
it's great for the season.
Yeah, I mean,
we needed
really,
this vote.
Yeah, it's good for the finale, because like if we end up having Debbie and Ty in the finale with someone else, it's kind of a foregone conclusion who's going to win. If you're of the school that Ty can't win either, but
well, he can't spell, so I don't think, you know.
Yeah, if you can't spell at this point, it's going to be tough to articulate a final tribal speech. But
JK, but he has done that challenge before. Like, he's spelled that out before.
It was the word immunity in the last one?
Oh yeah, it's always the word immunity in Co-Wrong, and in Millennials Gen X they did it.
They did this challenge in Millennials Gen X?
Yeah, remember Ken couldn't spell it either.
No, I don't remember that at all.
Yeah.
that was just last season.
Yep, so long ago.
But I remember the Co-Wrong one better than that.
Yeah, Sydney went slow and steady, came back from behind.
Well, I just remember Joe Del Campo couldn't spell either, and he kept cussing, and like they kept blurring out his mouth. We actually
I forgot about that.
Yeah, we actually used for our thumbnail for that episode of the podcast. We used the picture of Joe with his mouth blurred up. But that's what I think of. I remember Joe really struggled with spelling also.
Yeah, apparently it's a classic challenge that's going to be a staple in every season, I guess.
Yeah, I have no memory of Ty doing the challenge, but I mean, obviously he did.
There. He had to have done it.
Yeah, exactly. So, but yeah, this is good for the season to get Debbie out of there, so we can maybe have a more exciting tribal council, final tribal council.
Things open up with Debbie gone. You know, maybe it's because Debbie was such a, you know, that they felt they had to keep it tight so that Debbie didn't lose her shit, you know? And now that she's gone, maybe they're going to feel free to like explore things a little bit more. I don't know. But the thing that this new 6 for now doesn't know is that other side has 3 idols.
Yeah, I don't see it. I really agree with the first part of what you said there. That, and if the preview is any indication, that's true. That basically this vote shook up the entire tribal, or not tribal, what's the word? Alliance. The lines are blurred now, and I think people are gonna start. The voting blocks are gonna start shifting.
Yeah.
The trust clusters are going to start forming in different formations, I guess. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But if like Zeke is not going to hold to that group for a second, and Sarah Lucina, who knows what she's going to do? Like, it's completely wide open now, I think.
Exactly. I mean, she joined this other 5 for this vote.
Yeah.
Which is, I mean, it's amazing that those 5 were able to get on the same page for this vote, and kudos to them for doing so and getting Sarah on board. But yeah, Sarah is in no way, I don't think, committed to that 5 and that alliance now. I really do feel like this vote was amazing for the season in a lot of different ways. It's yet to be seen, but it seems like, yeah, it's really going to shake up the game.
We needed it. Like I was saying to my mom before the show was on, I was like, we need one of those tribal councils that just make you stand up and cheer. And we have not. The tribal councils have been absolutely brutal this season. So to finally get one that had the outcome you wanted, the blind sign you wanted, the smuggest person in the room gets just bitch slapped with an ouster. Like, it was great. I loved it.
So you were talking to your TV about that?
Oh yeah, my TV. That's my grandma.
Just playing.
I always talk to my TV.
Yeah,
but I just want to say
you're also forgetting about Sierra Easton. I mean, that was an exciting.
That was first vote and 10th vote.
Yeah, but
a lot of crap went down in between there.
Yeah, you do recall that I said I would quit watching Survivor if Sierra won or Sandra won.
Hey.
And I kind of came around on the Sandra thing after the episodes of this season, but Sierra, I was still probably going to be in that boat. So we're good.
Yeah, we're good. Yeah. We're home free. So a Troyzan win, you don't need to quit watching Survivor. Troyzan win is money.
No, I mean, if you find an idol, props.
Here's $1 million.
Yeah, that's all it takes, man. Idols, and if you can play them right, I feel like.
So what if Sierra had found an idol? You'd have come around on Sierra?
Has she ever found an idol?
She has not, but what if she had?
If she played it right, yeah, I might have come around.
What if Troyzan plays it wrong?
He's dead to me.
Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. I wasn't expecting.
I really interrupted you. You said I need to say something.
Well, let me get this thought out first.
Okay, you got both of them lined up? You got them lined up? Okay.
They're teed off and ready to go.
Okay, let's get them.
Teed up, excuse me. No, I did not expect Ozzy's like facial reactions to be so good, but Ozzy's money on the jury. Like, did you see his face?
Yes.
When Troyzan was talking, he was like
yeah, no, there were some really good faces in this. I mean, Aubrey had a really good one too.
Aubrey always has good faces. Like, she was on for like 5 seconds, but she swayed the course of the vote and like made me remember why I love her. Like, we haven't seen much of her, but she has an impact when she's on. So that's good. Yeah. I'm just a little worried about her edit wise.
For sure. She flipped double birds, in this episode.
She hates Debbie. Oh my God. She's still so mad at Debbie. And she has a right to be.
Oh, absolutely. And she had an awesome face in Tribal. And my favorite Ozzy face was the one when he sat down at Tribal and he just glared at all the contestants. But it seemed like it really felt like he was poking fun.
He was joking, probably.
Because he doesn't give a shit anymore.
No.
Your fourth time, he knows he's solidified himself as a Survivor celebrity. He's probably getting paid to be there. Like,
yeah, well, everybody's getting paid a little bit to be there.
But I'm guessing Ozzy, like, they up his paycheck every time.
I wonder if that's true. Yeah, it could be.
Probably is. And I mean, it's been talked a lot about in the community, like how he loves to be there anyways. Like, he just sees it as a free vacation.
Well, I would. Jeez, have you seen Ponderosa? Like, on Debbie's Ponderosa, they're on the beach, they're in this beautiful place, and she's just drinking this lovely iced coffee, and I'm like, I go there. I get voted out. I'll be fine with it.
I really need to get on board with the Ponderosa videos and the secret scenes and stuff.
Well, let me tell you, Debbie's Ponderosa did her no favors. Like, made me hate her. I don't hate her. Whatever.
Yeah.
Sorry, I use that word.
Let's not be. I'm not. She's probably a neat lady, you know.
I don't know, but no. She said she's just still with the ego in the Ponderosa. She's like saying how she's talking right to the camera, and she's like, none of you guys would last 1 hour out there. And I'm like, who the F are you, Debbie? Like, I think maybe some of us could last out there without having a complete mental breakdown like you did, but whatever. It's just her boasting through the entire thing. It's just sickening. And she also was saying how whoever voted me out, she doesn't even know who it is at this point, but she says, whoever flipped on me, you do not have my vote. And I was like, there's a lot of other people on the jury who are able to look past the fact that whoever they're going to vote for may have gotten them out. Like, she's just ruled by this bitterness and this ego, and it's just, I can't get on board with it. I can't get on board with the Debbie thing. I can't.
Yeah, I mean, it's always super annoying when people when you know someone is insecure, yet they still have this like overcompensating ego,
Bravado. Yeah. And like
to make up for it.
the
It's
fact that she didn't even know who it was, like it says that she doesn't care what kind of game you played. If you voted me out, you don't get my vote. And it's like, that's completely not what you're supposed to do, Debbie.
she's a bitter juror. I mean, that's how she
Oh,
wasn't wrong. I
that's why
mean,
I feel like you need to get rid of her before jury time because not that anyone will be swayed by what Debbie thinks, but God, you don't need her on the jury.
yeah, it's a huge risk if you have a relationship with her and you get to the finals and Debbie's on the jury. I
Yeah.
mean, you're screwed. So it's not worth keeping her in the game. I don't think she's too volatile.
No, she definitely is. She should have been the first one gone, in my opinion.
So
But
that kind of contradicts everything I just said at the beginning, that this was a good idea, or no, or maybe they should have voted for someone else and kept her in the game, I guess is what I was saying. But yeah, now she's on the jury, so that's bad.
it's bad for Sarah if she finds out it's Sarah, which she probably will.
Which she will, because let's face it, there's going to be a couple people going to Ponderosa soon who are going to spill the beans.
I'm sure.
Yeah. But yeah, we'll see about what happens with that.
I want to talk about Sarah Lucina. Obviously, she was the star of the episode, pretty much. But about the secret advantage. Since when is the secret extra vote, secret advantage like an idol? Like as soon as it gets played, we put another one back out there? Is that just how it's working now?
It never got played, though.
Debbie played it.
Oh, Debbie played that one. Yeah, I was thinking of the legacy advantage.
Oh no, Debbie played the extra vote, and so they put another one back out there, like it's an immunity idol or something.
You're right. No, this is Game Changers, Katie. Changing the game.
I remember when Debbie played it thinking like, okay, at least we got one of those advantages out of the game. But here it is. It's back.
Yeah, I mean, this could be just like a huge mess of a tribal council if like all this stuff comes out at once. Like
people are just puking advantages.
Like there's 6 people left in the game and Sarah plays her advantage and Sierra Dawn Thomas plays the legacy advantage, and then all 3 idols are played. Ty plays 2 idols, Troy Zeb plays 1. Just all
literally no one can get voted out.
Yeah. Everyone's like, sorry, you're all safe and we're going to skip this tribal.
Like maybe Sarah, if she plays her extra vote, she could still be the one voted out, because if no one else can get a vote, then she's got to go.
Hey, there you go. There it is.
But anyway, yeah, Sarah, I feel like Sarah's emerging as a front runner. What about you?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, she's getting a generous edit as far as they're painting her in a good light. She's in a good position in the game. She's got this advantage, especially like the part where she says, "I'm going to be the first person ever to play this."
Yeah, I mean,
correctly.
are they showing that clip if it's not true?
Yeah, doubtful, especially to like Fishback said last night. He's like, with the score behind it. I didn't even really notice that, but if that's true, that
Fishback
there was like
is so bitter about like how he messed up and his.
I feel like it seems like he has a pretty good sense of humor about it. I don't know.
He gets so defensive.
I don't know.
Funny.
Not usually. I don't.
Well, I'm just saying he refused to give her the fishy when she was clearly the fishy winner of this episode. But
oh yeah, well, I don't know. I kind of agreed with Fishback
that it should go to Serena Aubrey. Sure, they deserve lots of props for what happened. Like,
yeah, I kind of agreed
it in her mind.
I kind of agreed with Steven that like you don't just give he doesn't want to give the fishy just to whoever like got the biggest like edit in the episode. He wants to give it to like his favorite move, like who
you know why you know why that is?
Because he's an asshole. I don't know.
No. He's a hipster.
Oh yeah, there you go. That's
is a classic hipster move.
Mm-hmm.
But I do agree that Suri and Aubrey were pivotal. If not for Suri's her just calm way of planting that in Sarah's ear. Like, no, you don't stand a chance against Brad and Sierra. That was smooth. And then Aubrey, like being so genuine with her, like disgust with Debbie and being like, look, Debbie's a super good liar and you really can't trust her. Look what just happened. That got it to go on Debbie. Like, it wouldn't happen without those two. It was
Yeah,
it was threefold.
absolutely. That's why I like giving it to those two, because as a pair, because they both sort of did a similar style of move, just like together.
Yeah.
And when they did it in tandem, it was like an epic swing, or that, I don't know. I like the
But it
pick.
still wouldn't have happened without Sarah. And Sarah like spotted that secret advantage. She, I don't know. She just seemed to have a bigger episode, but the
Yeah,
hipster
I
in
feel like
him
she
just couldn't
deserves
give
an
it.
MVP, but maybe not a fishy.
Oh, I guess I assume they're the same thing.
No.
Oh, we're different.
Anyways, yeah, Sarah Lucina. Do you have any what else do you have to say about Sarah Lucina? Sarah Lucina.
Sarah.
Sarah Lucina.
She tweeted at Stephen Fishback, which I thought was really funny. She said, "You talked about me the whole episode and didn't give me a fishy. I think you have some shit on your glasses." Cause
Oh, the Tony thing.
Yeah. That was good.
That's funny.
That made me like her even more. So, yeah, I'm fine with Sarah doing well, what I'm most fine with her doing, the reason I'm fine with it is because it opens up so many doors now for things to just get crazy. And
Yeah,
my
for
people
sure.
aren't super in danger like they were last week, That's good.
Absolutely. Yeah. So how did Michaela not see this advantage? Like,
Well, I think,
dude.
I mean, I don't know. I was thinking like, okay, who's going to look by their feet unless they got to tie their shoe or something? But then also you have to think that Michaela let her anger like completely blind her for the possibility of anything good coming her way. You were right last week when you said that Suri tried, but there's only so much you can do, and boy, she did not try to hide any emotion. I think it was more not that she wanted the reward, but that she likes to compete. Like I think it was both,
Absolutely. I feel like I stand by what I said last week, that I don't know Michaela as a person, but for whatever reason, she is the type of person on that island in this circumstance with these people that is like a negative force to all of them. They just don't feel her vibe, and she doesn't feel theirs, and no one's good with it. So
No.
I mean, it's just unfortunate for her game, because she can't win at the end, I don't think. Like nobody likes her.
It's getting to be too late because she's putting people on the jury, and Haley likes her. I guess she's got Haley.
So the first
Haley
member of the jury likes her, and Ozzy could,
Ozzy probably would vote for her if
given whatever else happens in the game.
But Debbie, I don't know. Debbie seemed pretty annoyed with her, but if Michaela's there against Sarah Lucina, she's voting for Michaela.
Yeah, pretty much everyone else out there doesn't seem to get along with Michaela, and all those people are going to be on the jury. So
doesn't it make you wonder, like, what is it we're not seeing, like, or why?
Yeah, no, I really think you go back to like why JT thought she was such an easy pitch. Yeah. She was doing the same stuff in that tribe. And why you hear that Malcolm didn't really get along with her. Like,
and Malcolm gets along with everyone.
Exactly. Who does Malcolm not get along with? So since the start of the game, I think she's got a powerful attitude, and that's fine if you're with the right people. It's just the wrong set of people.
Or it's fine if you're not starving on a deserted island.
Yeah, that too.
Like, it's just funny that we haven't seen Michaela, like, so far I've just seen Michaela be funny, I don't like her tantrums. But other than that, like, I'm not feeling what they're getting. I think you probably just have to be out there with her, and you'll probably understand right away. But I don't know.
Yeah, it's not good for her gameplay, but like I love her for her entertainment value, because like just that attitude is great, and we knew this back from the start of Millennials versus Gen X. Like, this is what Michaela brings to the table, other than being a challenge beast, is she's extremely great television. Like, Jeff asks her something like, "How you doing, Michaela? How you feeling?" She's like they some bitches.
Well, it was idiotic for someone not to. It's idiotic for someone not to pick her. I mean, why would you not pick her?
I know why.
Enlighten me.
Suri was a captain.
Yes.
What did Suri spend all last week saying to Michaela?
don't let people know we're working together.
Exactly. If everyone knows that nobody's supposed to like Michaela, nobody likes Michaela. So if Suri goes and picks Michaela, I feel like it's like outing her. In Suri's mind, I feel like she's thinking, of course Suri wants to pick Michaela. Suri knows Michaela's good at challenges. Suri likes Michaela, at
So do you
least a
think
little bit. But I think she didn't do it because she didn't want anyone to know she had any. She's like trying to completely avoid Michaela.
so do you
You know
think
what I mean?
Suri had a talk with Michaela afterwards? Because Michaela seemed genuinely pissed.
Yeah, I guarantee Suri was like, I couldn't pick you. I told you last week, or not last week. I told you 2 days ago, or
Yeah.
whatever. I told you yesterday
Yeah.
that we cannot give any indication. And I'm sure Michaela understood that after she was told that.
But it's also like they're on the same side of things. They know, people know they're working together to some extent. You know what I mean? Like they're
I don't
on in
think
this.
so.
Well, they're in the same alliance. It's or maybe we're just
There's
viewing
no
it that way.
alliance.
We're viewing it that way. But like when they were on the hammock together, Sarah and Suri was like, "Okay, here's who we can get together," as if it wasn't blatantly obvious.
Yeah,
But
no, it's just them figuring it out because I mean,
yeah,
it's
you're
laid
right.
out. It's laid out clearly for us, but
Yeah,
it's never that clear when you're in the middle of it. Because
yeah. And
if
another
you
thing
just
I
went
was
off your perception, you'd be like, "Well, I'm running this show, and everyone's with me, and I want to vote out this person, so it's going to be 10-1.
yeah.
Debbie's going home."
Well, another thing that surprised me, because like I was said, I was assuming this group was super together, but they were saying how Andrea was so alone. Like Andrea was out there on her own. So I don't think it's as simple, yeah, as we're viewing it. Like it's not like Andrea and Suri are on the bottom, they're alone. It's like Andrea is out there on her own.
No, that other alliance is much stronger. I still don't think Brad, Sierra, Troyzan. Maybe you could toss another one or two in there, but I don't think that alliance is going to shake at all. They're sticking together strong. The rest of these people, though, I feel like could shuffle around a bit.
Even Sierra?
I think Brad and Sierra and Troyzan are tight, like
That's
super
so
tight.
gross.
Yeah, whatever.
Sorry. Hey, Troyzan won immunity, so good for him.
Go Troyzan. And you know what? I was really proud of him. He didn't shout out, "This is my island."
Yeah, well, that's raising the bar real high if that's what makes you proud of Troyzan.
Well, you know,
It's not that high.
he had to hold back a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We still don't know where he stands. I have no hopes for him going far. You don't go that many episodes without like saying much.
Yeah, his confessionals are terrible.
Generic.
Yeah, he's like
and nothing.
He's like, "How do I feel about the challenge on a scale of from 1 to 10? It's an 11 because I won."
Ugh,
Like, well,
such a dad joke.
that's some wow, deep insight.
Deep cut, Troyzan. Really glad we talked to you about this.
So yeah, I'm really disappointed with Troyzan because I wanted to root for him. Because he seems like a good guy, you know, like he seems like a pretty cool dude.
He seems like, yeah, he'd be fun to
I guarantee he's fun to hang out with and stuff.
hang out with, but yeah.
He's just not great. He's not popping. He's not popping off the screen.
He's not.
And he can't be doing that good in the game. Yeah, based on at this point, you'd be getting more of like.
I feel like you would.
His plans, you know.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Or just a soundbite. Like Suri has awesome sound bites. Makes me feel good about her going deep. You know.
Suri is getting quite the edit now. I mean, she was quiet because her tribe wasn't going to tribal council, but now it's like the Suri show, and I love it.
Yeah, I'm all in on Suri. I really want her to win. I think she's the one I want to win the most. Yeah.
Who do you, if Sarah Lacina, Suri, and Michaela went to the end together, do you think Suri wins?
I think Suri wins, even though Sarah might deserve to win just as much.
She's going to get rewarded for her previous games. If she gets to the end, yeah.
I feel like all these people are going to be like, this is Survivor Game Changers. This is a person that came in the game with a reputation, and she managed to outrun that reputation.
The only one to outrun her reputation.
Exactly, and play a solid game. So absolutely, Suri, it's Suri's game to lose if she is able to get that far.
That makes me nervous saying stuff like that.
Yeah, well, she's going to be a target, obviously.
No, yeah.
But she's doing a fantastic job. I'm blown away because, like, I don't know what it is. Immediately, maybe it's the whole mom on the couch thing, but immediately I'm already at the beginning of the season. I'm trying to discredit her,
Mm-hmm.
like oh, she's not that good. She just got lucky, but she's really
She's
good.
smart. Yeah, she's
She
really
is
good.
really good. She's really savvy with the social
Mm-hmm.
dynamics, the gameplay, just everything. She's great, man.
Yeah.
Freaking love
I'm
Suri.
glad we have one legend left, and it's Suri. So
It's good.
it's good stuff. I appreciate it.
Indubitably. Yeah, what did you think of Suri's magic moment in this episode?
Um, you know, it got hyped as like this crazy inspirational, like Probst's favorite moment in Survivor, and I'm like, I mean, it was cool to see, and anytime Suri gets an edit like that, I'm all for it. But to me, it seemed like she asked to finish it. Like the episode made it seem kind of like Probst was telling her she could finish it, but I feel like it was her thing. Like she wanted to finish it.
Yeah, by the end
Yeah.
of the episode, I think it became pretty clear that that's what happened. Is she
Yeah.
asked to do it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, I think for Jeff, there's like recency bias there. Like
Clearly, yeah.
he's been doing this show for like 17 years,
Mm-hmm.
and he's seen so much shit go down, and he's had so many amazing moments. It's just that this is the most recent thing that happened to him. It's like,
Well, it sucks, but like those like purely positive moments are a lot rarer in Survivor than like, moments with some kind of like negativity involved or like being cutthroat. But to have a moment that's just pure like good is probably a breath of fresh air to Jeff Probst for him to be like, oh, this is just nice.
yeah, that's a really good point. I think maybe the positivity surrounding it pushes it pushes it up for him because
Yeah.
yeah, it's just he loves to see more of that. Yeah, that's a good point. I feel that.
Feel it. But yeah, I think it was a little overhyped, but whatever. It was fine.
Yeah, I have to agree. I mean, I thought it was a feel good moment, but
Yeah.
it was just overhyped, and that's nothing. That doesn't discredit like a good moment necessarily. It's just
Mhm.
saying that there was too much hype around it.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. So,
True.
and Sarah, like that's good for her, right?
It was
I
all good
mean,
for her tonight. It really was.
like she's a good person.
Do you think she'll lie when she gets back to camp about voting for Debbie, or do you think she'll own up and be like, look, she said some shit about me and I was not about to have it?
Mm,
What's the play, David?
yeah,
What's
that's a
the
good
move? I think she's
like
got to own it.
because yeah, you think that she was supposed to be with the six at
Yeah.
like the other five or whatever, but they're gonna be pissed at her, right? I mean,
I don't know. I think it would behoove them to act fine with it. And I think even though we don't give them a lot of credit as good game players, I think that group of Troy, Brad, Sierra, and Ty will act like they understand. But they're not going to trust her again. They're not going to trust her again either way, because even if she tries to lie about it, they will suss out that it was her. And then they'll be like, well, she didn't own up to it. So, I mean, she's got to tell them, I think.
I think she has to own up to it.
Yeah.
One thing that the know-it-alls brought up last night, I didn't think of this, but I feel like it could be true that maybe Brad and Sierra and those guys are actually kind of okay with this outcome. Like, of all the people that could get voted out,
Yeah.
I mean, maybe they're totally cool with Debbie being gone because she was just more of a thorn in their side. They saw her as a loyal number, and she was. I'm pretty sure she was extremely loyal to the
Mm-hmm.
end. But I think she was causing them problems, and
Yeah, it's possible. I think Brad will be okay with it. I think Sierra might be a little bit mad for a while, but she's
but
smart. She won't act like she's mad.
but yeah, being that if you consider like Sarah on that side, isn't
Mm-hmm.
it still just like 6'4"? And if she was to come back to them, it'd be like 5'5". If
Yeah, and
those
she has
lines
an extra
own.
vote.
So like it's not the end of the world, I don't think. I don't think it's the end of the line for that alliance, I don't think.
Okay. That's not really what I want to hear, but okay.
I just don't think it is.
I'm sure it's not.
But I mean, all the people we've been fans of are kind of on the other side. So
Yeah. And
yeah.
I would like them to remain in the game.
So yeah, I mean, maybe it is, Zeke, Aubrey, Suri, Michaela, Sarah Lucina, Andrea. Yeah, maybe it's those guys who are gonna take the rest of these guys out.
I don't know. Zeke and Andrea seem to pretty much hate each other now.
Yeah, those two could easily turn on each other or just gun for each other next week, and
yeah,
that'd
Zeke's
be problematic.
Right where he wants to be again, ready to make a move.
To his downfall, I feel like.
Yeah, he just lay low for a week. Like it was almost like it killed him this week to just lay low, but he knew it was the right thing to do. So credit him that way.
Yeah. And I guess I can't blame him. When you are that big of a fan of the show and you're on it, it's like, I'm not here to freaking just lay low the whole time. That's Zeke. Yeah. That's like a super fan's worst nightmare, is being like, you get to the end and you're the one that everyone's saying got dragged along. Like that is the worst.
That'd be rough. That would be rough.
So yeah, you'd much rather make big moves and get taken out in the middle than end up at the end and just say, oh, at least I made it to the end, because that also doesn't bode well for your chances for a returning player season, like his third time,
That's true. Yeah.
I feel like the move on Survivor is to be a big
time no matter what. But
sure, yeah. I think if I got on Survivor, I would make big moves and play a big game and try to be a big character, because I know that just leads to more times playing the game.
True.
So yeah, and you won't get dragged along and feel like, oh,
unless you're Philip. Look at Philip. He legit got dragged along because of who he was.
But he's just such a clown. They had to have him back.
Yeah.
Just like Debbie will be back for a third time.
No, she won't. Okay, do you want to make predictions?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. I don't know where to go. I think it's kind of so wide open now, but geez, I think maybe I'll say that Zeke is the next to go.
Whoa. Ouch.
I don't know. I don't know who to pick. He's a troublemaker. I feel like the troublemakers might be the next to go.
Yeah, that's a good guess. I would probably agree with you. But just to throw out a different one, I'm going to pick someone from the other side.
Okay.
And say that maybe they gun for Sierra Dawn Thomas next week.
Yeah, I can see that too.
So let me throw out Sierra Dawn Thomas, fan favorite.
That's right.
FFSDT.
So I'm gonna go with Sarah Lucina for MVP. So sorry, Stephen Fishback.
Yeah, I'll give it to her too. I mean,
yeah.
I'm just saying I agree with Steven that if he wants to pick whoever had like the best strategic move in his eyes, then that's a good call. But yeah, for MVP, we'll say like we've always kind of said it's like who was the star of the episode and
that's
who
true.
did the best. Who do we want to give it to based on?
It kind of reminded me of that time when Adam Klein last season had that really great episode with a loved one's visit. He won the reward. It was just his episode. You know what I mean? So
yeah, he had a really bad like 3 weeks in a row, and
terrible.
Then he finally had like a really good episode, and yeah.
So that's not a bad thing for Sarah Lucina. If she's surging about the same time he was, then
that's good for him.
What does that mean?
That is good for him or for her. Not her, not him.
For Sarah. For Sarah. It's good for Sarah.
Sarah.
That's right.
All right. So that was MVPs and predictions. Anything else you want to say about the episode?
To Debbie, bye, Felicia.
Well said. And on that note, that is the end of this podcast. Thank you guys for listening. Be sure to follow us on the Twitter machine at TV is our real mom. And be sure to like, comment, favorite, subscribe. And we'll see you guys next week when we break down. This was episode 10, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's what we're calling it.
Yep.
So yeah, next week, episode 11. We'll see you guys then.
Adios.
Have a good one.